Good morning. It's May 13, I believe. First thing this morning, I don't know if you can see that mirror view. That's a pretty good view to me, in my opinion. Feeding calves already this morning. We had pretty much 2 days solid rain, and then it quit, and now we're expecting more rain this afternoon. There's one I want to look at really good. Yep, her eyes watering again. We're gonna have to do some more treating on her. All present and accounted for. These are the heifers, the feeder heifers. The grass in the lot they're in is, I don't know, there's probably about 20 maybe acres that they're in, 25 maybe, and some of it's covered up with trees. But the grass in the lot they're in has finally gotten ahead of them a little bit, so it's took a little while. They look pretty happy right there, don't they? And I sprayed the weeds in there. Remember what day it was? Friday, Saturday. I can't remember. Give it a little shot of graze on. For anybody that didn't get it, there's quite a little hill I have to drive up to get to them. Back down it. My dad has decided finally that we're probably not ever going to use a spreader truck again. He had been tagging and insuring this thing. It's been sitting in the barn. I know it ain't been out of that barn in 7 or 8 years. It's early 70s, I think 73. Chevy C60. Has a 12-foot Chandler litter bed on it. The bed, he bought that and had it put on new sometime in the early 2000s, and we used it quite a bit. When we was cleaning out, we had 3 trucks, and so it would only handle 1/3 of the loads when we clean out, but then we'd use it when we went to put bedding back in, so it handled half the loads when we put bedding back in. And there's still paint on the floor where the drag chain runs over it. So the bed just haven't had a lot of use on it. The truck's got a 366 and a 5-speed in it. It's sat in that barn all that time, and we knew it was almost out of gas. And I don't know, maybe I had sucked the gas out of it. I could have siphoned it out, tried to get it where it didn't have any. I don't remember. But what little gas it did have in it's rotten, and it smells bad while we're trying to run that out of it. But we didn't put but a couple gallon of fuel in it, and primed the carburetor twice, and the thing was up and running. But it had had a tire that went flat, and I aired it up and it blowed out. It's kind of strange truck for that age. It has 22.5 tubeless tires on it, same as semi-truck tires, and the tires on the back have a lot of tread. Dad put them on there, got him some rough tread caps, put them on there, and they have, I don't know if we've had a flat on the back of it since he'd done that, but it's just a pretty good old truck. Be real good for somebody that had a chicken farms wanting to be able to spread some of their own litter. It'd handle a clean out of a house, and just worked real good. A lot of people, they've went to longer beds on them trucks so you make fewer trips, but that one there, get in them places where the ground's a little soft and you couldn't haul a full load on a bigger truck anyway. So, but it's for sale. We actually, and I've still got the other one. I'm planning on keeping it because I might use it to spread a little lime or sawdust or something like that from time to time. And I haven't had it out of the barn in 3 years, but 2 or 3 years anyway. But it was set up with exactly the same bed. They actually made those beds special for us, but the components on them is all of stuff that they used on the other beds, and it's a mechanical bed, it's not hydraulic, so it's less to keep up with there, and it works really good. Spread shavings really good. It was so, the drag chain in it is so wide that it wouldn't tunnel over, and it did fine with litter. You could actually spread a load of litter off with this bed on this truck quicker than you could do it with either of the other trucks that we had. Ground speed was a little bit faster, so you could open the gate up and go a little faster. It's just a pretty good old truck, but like you can see all the dust on it. It's been sitting in the barn quite some time. Been 11 years since I even had chickens. We bought litter a couple of times after that from some neighbor farms, and that kind of all played out. It got to where if we had to haul it very far, it was cheaper to go get commercial fertilizer because you could get it hauled in one load and cover lots of acres, whereas with litter you go to putting tons on per acre, so you'd run over about 3 or 4 acres and be empty with a truck like this putting on just, it would haul 4 tons of dry litter. And so maybe a little outdated, but maybe there'll be somebody out there who's got to use for that's a good bed. I'm pretty sure it cost Dad a little over $5,000. I was thinking on mine it was right at $5,000, and I went and picked it up, brought it home, and he let them put his on. He actually had bought a gallon or 2 of paint from Chandler's to paint the truck to match the bed. Now the truck that mine's on is already red, and so we didn't need to paint it to match the bed, but we would have had 2 of them that looked just awfully close. This one has a little bit more space between the bed and the cab, and that sure don't hurt anything because it keeps you from spilling litter all over the top of your cab. And it's got that cab cover thing on it, and we fixed a roll tarp up for it. You can walk down the side and unroll that tarp over a load of stuff. It does have that front wheel off from it now. He's going to go get another tire put on it. It does have a few rust holes in the back of the cab, but that's all stuff that happened before we got it. As you can tell from the color of it, it was a rider truck, and we have actually been all the way around on it and put heavier springs on it. Probably with it just being a rider truck, they figured it to be a on-the-road deal, and driving it in the fields and stuff with that much weight on it and being rough on it, we had broke a couple of springs, and so we just went around and I had an old parts truck up there that was a C80, and we just put the springs off that C80 on it all the way around. It is 5-speed. It's not a 2-speed. It's just straight 5-speed. Pretty good old truck. Old C60. Anyway, I spent some of my time yesterday doing that. I also I did another little project, and I can drive right to where it's at and show you it. It was on my yesterday's agenda, and it worked out better than I thought it might, so I'll be happy to show it to you. It's a post driver. Y'all have seen my Jetco post driver on the front of my W6 tractor. Well, the last time we used it, the hydraulics on that tractor, several times the hydraulics on that tractor You had to drain the oil out of them because it would fill the motor up with oil from the hydraulics. The seal on the front of the pump is out, and the pump goes right on the distributor on it. And so I decided the other day that I might, just for convenience sake, take that off from there and fix it to where I could use it on the skid loader. So that's what I've done, and I didn't get any video of it, but you'll be able to see it very good from here. But I took that off, and the bracketing on it, I just had to cut the bracketing loose and put it onto a skid steer plate. And we used her a bunch yesterday. A neighbor up the road needed some post drove, and went and drove their posts for them. Probably was up there a couple of hours. Most of it was them figuring out where they wanted to put them. And my cylinder's got a little leak on it, but I actually had the ends to change the quick couplers on it, and it worked really good. It was way faster. I'm thinking about taking that weird door off from there and just weld me a piece of sheet metal across there, because I can lift it up over almost anything that we would drive with it. So, and this thing is always being a problem. You can't get the chain to stay hooked. That's all it's got for a hook for the chain. But it was almost like you had unlimited movement on where you wanted to put it. And it's got a little slack to it anyway. But the slack in it causes you problems, because whenever it hits the post, it leans one way, and when you lift it up, it leans the other. And I may work on that a little bit, but all in all, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. And I think that'll be a mod I'll be really happy with in the future. Well, there's just a couple of my little yesterday projects and feeding my calves. Thanks for watching my videos. I have to get a video using that Jetco post driver on the skid loader. It worked really, really good. And the skid loader hydraulics was, I don't know, 3 times as fast as the tractor. Plus agility. If you got up to one and were just a little bit off, you could just scoot over instead of having to back up and try to hit it again. On that tractor, you couldn't see the bottom of the post driver, and the bottom of the post is what you got to get in the ground in the right spot. So anyway, that's how that works. Thanks for watching my videos. I'll catch you on the next one.